Now we will be creating a demo. So first thing, we will be creating a VPC with public and private subnets. So you can go to VPC dashboard, click on launch VPC wizard, and here you can select the option VPC with public and private subnets. Select this option, and here you can go with the default configurations. You can provide the demo VPC as the name. You can change the availability zone if you have any preference, but I'm just going with no preference. So here you can see that it is creating the public subnet with this name, and this is the IP range, private subnets. And for the private subnets, as I have mentioned, that you need to use the NAT instance or NAT gateway. So if you use NAT gateway, then there are some specific rates which got applied. So you can use the NAT instance also. Here I will be selecting this T2 micro. You can select the key pair. Key pair is used to do the SSH connection to your EC2 instance. So I have already created this Nidhi as a key pair that you can use here, Nidhi. And that's it. Let me just click on create VPC. So here you can see that it is creating a lot of things. It has created the route tables, network access control list, and now it is running the net instance. So it is actually creating an EC2 instance. So here you can see if I go to EC2 instance, you can see that yes, one instance is getting launched. It is still in pending state. So this is how you can actually create the VPC. You can see all the things like the subnets. It has created the public subnets and the private subnets. And if you click on the public subnets, you can check the route tables. You see that this has two routes. This is the local one and this is through the internet gateway, so that all the instances which are getting created in public subnet can expose or can get incoming connections through the internet. So this is how it is. And if I click on subnets and go to private subnets, then you can see that in the route table, there is only one connection like this. And there is one because we have created the net instance. So it is through the net instance for the outbound connection that we will be exploring in this demo. So these are called the route tables. Internet gateways automatically get created as soon as we create a VPC, and the network ACL. So here you can see that this is our network ACL that got created. We have not changed anything. Like you can see that it has the inbound rules, all traffic allow and deny, and the outbound rules like that. You can change it if you want to, but we are going with the default configurations. And this network ACL is associated with the two subnets. Okay, so we have done this. Now the second thing which we have to do now, we launch this. Now before we create an EC2 instance, we will be creating a role so that we can have the API credentials for our application so that it can use it, right? We discussed how we can use the AWS API credentials using IAM role. So you can click on the IAM, and here is the IAM. And I have already created this roles like this web server, but you can also create it. And I have provided this permissions. These are two permissions that I have provided. But like if I click here and you click on create role, you need to common use case allow EC2 instance, and second is the permissions. So depending on your application, like what kind of permissions it needs, you can select it, right? There are a lot of permissions and that's it. You can just create the role now. So this is how you can create the role. Now we will be creating an EC2 instance as a web server, like that is exposed to the internet. Okay. So now let me go to services, click on EC2 instance, and let me just go there, launch instance. I'm creating the Amazon Linux machine, and I'm going with this T2 micro only, configure EC2 instance. here, because by default it just go with the default configuration. So you will be selecting your demo VPC, your yeah, we are creating in the public subnet because it's a web server, because it will be exposed to the internet, right? And you need the auto assign public IP, so we will enable this. And we need to define the IAM role. So here you can select the IAM role which you want here. Okay, and that's it, I think. Yes, and here you can provide the text also if you want. Like, so now in this example I want to run the HTTP service, right? I just want to install, like I can access it, so that, so I can just put it like this. It's a shell script, so it will install this Apache service, it will start it or enable it, so that as soon as the instance is launched I should be able to access it. So this is what the user data is called. Okay, so now let me just review and launch. Okay, so the security groups. So the security group is also very important. So right now it is just going with the default security groups. But yes, you can edit the security groups and you can select the existing one which you have, or you can create the new one. So till now we have seen all the networking restrictions and all those things, but still you have the route table, you have the internet gateway in your public subnet, but still you won't be able to access the application until you specify the security groups also. So for the security group, what do you need? So let me just first select an existing group that I have. Okay, so I do not have any, so I can create one web security group. So first thing, I need to SSH on that machine, so I can just put my IP here and that's it. And the second thing, I need HTTP, right? So that we can access the application. It's an Apache application port on HTTP, and I'm putting it from my IP so that I can access it. So this is how you can configure a security groups, and also you can provide, configuration, like whoever wants to see the instance or applications. All these settings are here. So just click on review and launch and you should be good now. And here is the key pair. So you have an option of create a new key pair also, and you can choose an existing also. So I'm using this demo one. I acknowledge it and launch instance. So this is my public EC2 instance that I have created. Now, once my instance is up and running, I should be able to access this application on the browser using the public IP of the instance. So let me just go there and check if it is up or running. Okay, so here you can see that it is my web server. So let me just first put the name here, web server. And this was my net server, right? Net one. Okay. So it is still initializing, but you can see that this is my, and I got the public IP address also. And one thing I want to say here, the private IP. Here you can see that private IP is always matching with your VPCs, because as I have mentioned that it is coming when you create a subnet, each subnet gets the private IPs as per their VPC CIDR notations, and the public IP you'll just get the random one. And public IP get changed also as soon as you stop the instance and then start it again. Your EC2 instance public IP will get changed. So you can copy it and try to access it. You should be able to see the Apache application. So here you have seen we have not done anything. I have not even logged into the server to do any configurations. Everything is up and running. So now we will see what is the use of that IAM role. Okay, so let me just go there. Now the second thing, I will be doing the connect. So let me just do this connect and just copy this command and do to terminal, and let me just paste this. Okay, it did not get copied. So okay, so let me just copy this command C and go there. Okay, So now we will see how we can use that, API credentials that I was talking about, how we can use that. So just go there. And now I've told you that the instance IP, that how can you check that all those things, right? Like these things, curl, you can check all these stuff. I have already shown you these things. So now I'm just doing the translation, like changing the hello world to the different language. And you remember that I have given the permissions like that only, like that Amazon poly read only access and the translator write access, right? So now I would be able to do that because that instance has that API credentials. So that is the reason that I should be able to access it. So if I go to my terminal, okay, so here you can see, okay, so here you can see that it is coming in this French because of that API credentials. If you will not configure that, then you should not be able to access it. Okay, now we will configure our net for the instances which are in the private subnet. So for that, you need to configure the security groups first. So let me just go to the Chrome, to my AWS account and go to security groups. So let me just go to VPC, and here is the security groups. Okay, so you can create a new security groups that I am creating for the net instances. So I'll just put the name as net SG, and I need to define the security groups rules. Okay, so inbound rule, custom IP. So first thing, I want the allowed net instance to forward internet traffic, right? So for that, first I will be using this HTTP 80 custom, and here you can provide your VPC range, whatever it was, right? This is the HTTP, and same you can provide for the HTTPS also. So here you can do this, and same 10.0, whatever your VPC range, okay? So we have defined that. And the second thing, you need to define that enable outbound ping request from VPC instances. So for that, you need to define this ICMP IPv4 and again from your VPC. So these are, so let me just save, first create this security group. Okay, let me just put this as. So this security groups we have created for our net instance that we have created. So let me just go to that EC2 instance and let me search with this net, and I can change the security groups also. So let me just go there. Okay, let me go to EC2 instance, and here should be an option of security, change security groups. You can select your okay, why? Let me check if it has created or not. So let me just go there. Okay. I'm not able to see that security group because that instance is created in the VPC, in the different VPC. So you need to make sure that security group is also at the VPC level. So let me just delete this. Mm, this option of delete. Or let me just create the new one. Create a new security group, net SG. And here you can provide this. And you need to select the VPC. Okay, so this is security group is at the VPC level. You won't be able to access. HTTP here custom. You need to provide this VPC, and this is HTTPS, and here 10.0. And the last one is ICMP. Yeah. Okay, so create the security group and then you can go to your EC2 instance and now you should be able to access it. So let me just go to instances, net, and in the actions, you can go to security, change security groups. And now you should be able to see this net security groups, add this. You can remove the default one. Okay, this is the save now. So now we have configured our net instance also. Okay. Now we will launch an Amazon EC2 instance into the private subnet. So let's just launch an EC2 instance like this. You can select this, configure EC2 instance. You need to define the demo. I mean your VPC. I need to create in private subnet. I don't want any public IP, so I don't need it. Okay. And all settings. And now I want to launch any application in the private subnet. So I have the code for that. So it is not doing anything specific. It is also installing the Apache web servers. I'm using some EC2 metadata service to get some ID type like this. And then I have just created some HTML file and copy it in the var www HTML just for our testing purpose. Okay, so you can just copy this. I can just copy this and let me just put it here. Okay, add storage. I don't want anything. Add tags and configure security groups. So we might need to have configure the security groups. Okay, so this is the private instance. Okay, so let me just first put private security group. So we need HTTP and SSH, the port range, custom. You can put anywhere also because even if you put anywhere, there is no route table, so you won't be able to access any applications on the internet. But obviously, that is not the safe thing. So, what we can use here, we can put the security group of the web server because what we want, public instance should be able to reach to the private instance. That is our goal, right? So, we can put this security group so that this would be able to access it. Okay, and the second is the HTTP. Our application is running on 80 port and you can define this here also, web security groups. Okay. And now review and launch. Here you can provide this. Okay. And I acknowledge launch instance. So this is we have installed, we have created a private instance. So this is the private instance, no security groups. We have opened it and there is no routing table. So there is no way you can access this application like on the browser. And moreover, we do not even have the public IP, right? So now what we will be doing? So to do our testing for what is the purpose of net instance, we will log into our terminal. Okay, so I'm here. Okay, it got disconnected. So let me just terminate this, open the new terminal. Let me just cd documents, DevOps for solution, AWS. And now I need to connect to my EC2 instance. So let me just go there, view instances, and I need to connect to this web server. So let me just connect. Okay, copy this. Okay. And now I need to get the private IP of my private instance. So let me go there and this is my private. Let me just put the name here, private. Okay, so let me just get the private IP and you can see that there is no public IP here. So let me just go there. So what we installed the applications there also, right? So you can see that I am able to access this. Whatever I have put in my HTML, I can access it, right? So this is something that I have put it here. So this is based on the security groups that I have configured there. As soon as I change those security groups, I won't be able to do this curl. Now, the second thing that we have to do is curl, and this is, and here it's instance dot mp3. That's what we want to download here, output on this server. So we are just testing everything, instance dot mp3. So here you can see that I have downloaded this file from that private server also. Okay. Now, now I have this instance.mp3 file, and I can just copy it to where wstml also, like sudo cp instance.mp3 slash where www. I think that is the path. And as soon as I copy it, I should be able to access it. So let me just first check it if I can access it or not. Okay, so I have not put it at the correct location. So let me just put it at the correct location, and then I should be able to access it. Okay. So now I'll just open my browser and I have this page. This is still running. And if I put here instance.mp3, then I should be able to access it. So this is just an mp3 file that just comes up. Okay. So basically this uh, So basically, this shows that though the private web server is not reachable from the internet, but we have confirmed that it is reachable to other instances within the same VPC, right? And as part of the bootstrapping, the private instance made AWS API calls, right? Which requires the ability to make both web requests via the NAT gateway and the credentials from the IAM role. And we have also seen that request succeeded by downloading the MP3 from private instance and place it on the web server. Thank you.